doesn't want to betray her boyfriend, but she feels like she's going to, and you're telling me to play live music from Jose Gonzalez. I don't know what to do.
It's confusing.
Okay, I'll play some Jose and maybe we can extract some more information. Friendly Fires jump in the pool. Steve Show 6 music from Summer Sunday. We have got all sorts of little treats that we're going to pre-record and play for you next time. Jonas Policewoman is going to play a couple of tracks for us in the hub here, but sadly we can't have them live for you now because you'll notice that Jose Gonzalez still thundering away in the background there. Is it the same song? Sounds like it to me. But anyway, you heard a track from his live set just now, Nests. And yes, as I say, we'll get some live music from Joan recorded for next week's programme, or maybe a couple of weeks' time. And also, we're going to concoct a little treat. We're putting together a sort of super group here, and I've been very inspired by some of the things I've seen and some of the things that maybe the Reverend said earlier. Yeah. So we're going to record a tune for you, and we'll hopefully play that for you next week.
It's going to be special.
It's going to be very special. Thank you everyone for listening. We're going to leave you with some live music from Roisin Murphy. She was here live yesterday. Sammy, you were appalled by what she was wearing.
Oh my goodness, her breasts were flying east-west. I've never seen breasts akimbo in such a fashion.
Well, I don't know if there are pictures of that on the BBC website.
One can only hope.
That should drive people to that website. And here's Roisin. We'll leave you with her, and we'll be back next week, back in the studio safe and sound. Thanks for listening. Bye. Last single released before Elvis's death, and his first posthumous #1, his 33rd #1 hit. That round of applause for Elvis Presley. He is indeed the king. And talking of kings of other mediums, one day we hope to perhaps be given that title, perhaps King of Radio. Something like that. It's not for me to say, but perhaps you want to start some kind of online petition. You're very good at that, the 6 Music listeners, I know. So, yes, Steve Merchant here on the Steve Show, 6 Music, back from Leicester and Summer Sunday last week. Back here with the gang. We've got Tiny Harry.
Yeah, hello.
Hello.
We've got Sammy, who's northern.
Hello.
And, he must be in a rotten way. Super posh Rufus.
Yeah, hi Steve, how are you?
Let's cut to the chase. It was your stag do yesterday.
Yeah.
Rufus, if you didn't realise he's getting married next week, and I left you probably around the 1 o'clock mark.
Mm-hmm.
You were entering a nightclub in the Covent Garden area.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I jumped ship at that point.
Yeah, you did.
I'm an absolute professional. I know that the 2 hours on this radio show need me on tip-top form.
Yeah.
Whereas you carry on partying. What time do you get to bed?
About 3-4 o'clock.
Okay, alright,
Yeah.
So not preposterously late, didn't see it through, didn't rock up this morning still in the same clothes.
No, not quite. I could have walked actually from the Covent Garden area right the way, just slept in the piazza.
Yeah.
Desperately trying to find new music.
Of course, that would have been ideal.
And then come straight here, but no, I did get some sleep in the night.
And how are you feeling?
I think the listeners can tell that my voice is slightly lower than it usually is. Mind you, so's yours, I think.
Well, you might be right, yeah. Maybe that's just me trying to add my sort of Tom Waitsy huskiness to the
could
show.
be, yeah.
But are you feeling rough?
Not too bad, just a little tired.
You came in, your eyes were just narrow slits.
They weren't attractive, were they? I caught sight of them in the mirror in the lift and thought, thank goodness it's radio, not television.
I've known you a long time. I don't think I've ever seen you drunk or hungover before.
Really?
No, it's weird that, isn't it? It's strange, but I don't imagine you to be a drunk. I imagine the sort of guy who would jump ship like me early on to remain dignified and gentlemanly.
Maybe that's the gentlemanly aspect, is it? The fact that you've never seen a gentleman drunk is a huge praise to a gentleman. I was always very pleased to hear. No matter how drunk he was, he never appeared it.
Exactly, but you were slaughtered last night.
I was whacked.
Yes, is that a phrase?
I don't know.
I don't know what it is now. God damn it!
Yeah.
But yeah, it was good. It was a good day.
Yeah.
Are you going to tell people, or will I, about the dancing?
I think you should talk about it, Stephen.
We were told, we were instructed, as is often the way in any kind of stag event, we were instructed to bring some leg warmers and a small towel. Dance studio, what we were kind of 15 of us, gentlemen, and were proceeded to be taught by one of Britain's premier Michael Jackson enthusiasts the dance routine from Thriller.
Very nice.
It was quite extraordinary. We were in a dance studio, and he got straight in. No pleasantries. I got an hour. Bam! He was straight into it.
Yeah.
We did the jump with the claw. We did the. Oh, it's much harder than it looks.
It really is.
Now I was dressed up, looking good. Didn't know where we might end up on a stag night. Possibly a strip club. Wanted to look classy, for the ladies. And so, you know, what was I going to do? That was, I'm not going to dance in a shirt off, straight away, stripped to the waist.
No one wants to see that.
A lot of other men did the same. And I'll tell you, with me with my shirt off, I'm like the living dead. So it was, and there again, I think there may even be footage of that, mobile phone footage of that, but I don't want to see that popping up on
I
YouTube.
imagine you're translucent.
Yes.
So you can see your organs.
I'm very much like that, yeah. But it's much harder, Ruth, than a lot of people are thinking.
Is Tony, the choreographer, very generously, the first thing he did was to just lower the Venetian blind over the glass in the window so
Yes.
that no prurient kind of dance geeks could look through the window and laugh
Sure.
at these stupid men running around. But if you look at the mobile phone footage, a lot of it is shot from the kind of waist up, and there were probably about 6 out of the 12 of us took our shirts off to avoid kind of drenching them with sweat, and it was very hot in the room. So some of the mobile phone footage just looks like
a group of
6
naked
men dancing badly to Thriller.
Some incredible, weird gay fantasy.
Yeah.
Of you know, it was extraordinary. I consider myself one of the great dancers, alongside one of the most proficient rappers. But I have to say, even I was undone by the Jacko steps. It's much harder than you might think.
Why?
Because, well, you learn 4 moves, and you think they're separate
I think you've
moves.
missed my point, Rufus. Why?
That why?
That why?
That different why?
Are you doing this at the ceremony? Is it to frighten Melanie? I don't understand.
Is it the first dance?
No. We're still,
Oh, come on, hang on.
That would be absolutely
brilliant.
what would be great would be all of the stags who did it with their shirts off, just advancing on Melanie.
Yeah.
Kind of quivering, holding her bouquet at one end of the dance floor, and all of us ding 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 ding.
Well, I think as you're having the ceremony at a church, you know, we'll just dig a couple of makeshift graves. As she approaches on her father's arm, ding 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 ding.
Up I come.
Up, our arms shoot up. Through
Yeah.
Or maybe you could take her out first and reenact. You know, take her out in the car.
Yeah.
To reenact the opening.
In the
sequence.
red and black kind of leather jacket.
Yeah,
and all
right,
that.
exactly.
Yeah.
You walk her towards the church, ding,
Yeah.
ding, 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 but played on an organ, on the church organ. That would be fantastic, Ruth.
I do want hours in makeup. It's the only thing I really want to prioritise. I want to have proper zombie kind of, you know, terrifying thriller makeup.
Are you going to give a quick demo to the 2 guys here?
I might do, yeah.
Let's do it for us now.
Right now, without any music or
Yeah.
anything? Okay.
Just see what you think of this. I know this is not going to be on-air gold for you, the listener,
Well,
but
webcam fans.
webcam fans will enjoy it. Oh, look at this. He's doing a great job. This is excellent.
Oh my God, the moves.
That's good.
Look at the anger. Look at it. Look at it. Yeah. Come on. Yeah. I don't know if web camera's got a chance to glimpse that. I don't know if there's a chance to film that and pop it on the
Film it.
We'll see how the show pans out.
To capture the floppiness of the hair, it's worth filming. I think.
Absolutely, yeah. Listen, let's get some music on because that's what people have tuned in for. New bloody music. That was the week that was. There you are, Rufus. You get your dream come true. Born from the ashes of the Sunderland band Field Music. The band is called The Week That Was, and that's a track, Airport Line, from their debut self-titled album, which is out soon, or maybe now, or maybe tomorrow. Go online, find out for yourself. It's weird that we should have danced Jacko style, because of course I'm very excited about something we're going to be dropping in later in the show. At the tail end of Summer Sunday last week, we were hoping to do it live. We were hoping to do it live on the show, but Jose Gonzalez, I think, was still bashing away.
He's a noisy little man, isn't he?
Spaniard.
I was gonna paint a load of rocks and just throw them at him.
Why paint them?
Well, I'll add the ad with all the bouncing.
Oh, right on, interesting.
Wow.
Yeah, but didn't have enough paint.
Sure. But yes, anyway, so we were going to perform live, but we got together a little sort of super group. Sammy was on bongos.
Yep.
We had one of Reverend and the Maker's guitar techs playing the riff. We had vocals from not only Jonah's Policewoman, but also the Mighty Rufus, and a rap from yours truly. And we put together, with minimal practice, a quite remarkable version of Black or White.
Well, it was incredible because we did 2 spectacularly bad run-throughs, and Jonas Policewoman had been scheduled to appear on the Hub stage like 10 minutes previously. So they said, look, you've got to do it. You've got to do it now, otherwise it's not going to happen. And the third take was just right.
Just right. That's the one we laid down on acetate. That's the one you'll be hearing later in the show. And I haven't heard it since we busted it live. I think we're all... Am I right, Sammy? Are we all looking forward to this?
In a terrified fashion, yes.
Well, I have to say, I thought... I mean, this was not a joke attempt. This was straight down the line.
Straight, yeah.
We wanted to... the Reverend had been talking a little about sort of racial disharmony in the music business. We felt it was only right to try and balance that with a version of Black or White. My rap, I think you'll remember in the early run-throughs, it was shoddy.
It was awful. It was.
Thanks for being blunt.
It was quite incredibly bad. Your timing was just completely off. You were
It kept
speeding
gaining
up,
speed,
slowing
yes.
down. I think you were nervous, which is
I was
understandable.
nervous.
And I very much took a role as very much the architect of the whole thing.
Oh, I'm very much a producer.
Yeah. I kept the whole thing together with some quite spectacular egg shaking.
Yes,
Yeah,
that's true.
I was
absolutely.
very much the Bez of the piece.
Yeah.
And I think it worked quite well.
But you offered me some good morale.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
told me also how to keep in time, which was something I'd have thought I'd have picked up by now. Turns out no.
Well,
Anyway, we'll let the listeners be the judge. We'll play that a bit later on.
Yeah.
Plus, of course, and I don't want this to turn into some sort of wacky local radio shtick, but some weeks back I did promise that I would cut Sammy's hair for her, and in return... That was a little treat for me. And in return, I have to buy you what? Some kind of tortoise?
Yes.
I have to buy you a tortoise.
Not some kind of tortoise, a good one.
An actual tortoise. A super tortoise, yeah. So yes, I'm going to be cutting... webcam users may find it charming, and I'm sure we can record it on some kind of device and pop it on the web. But yeah, I look forward enormously to cutting your hair a bit later on.
I'm not looking forward enormously, but it's gonna happen.
I am. I'm really going to go berserk. But we need a musical choice from Rufus first.
Yes, Steve, this was one of the Pigeonhole CDs that you so kindly delegated to us a couple of weeks ago. It caught my eye because I've always been a big fan of Neil and Tim Finn, obviously, right back to Split Ends and Crowded House. And this is son of Neil Finn? I've managed to get 3 things about this song wrong already. I got the father right. The song is called Second Chance, and it's Liam Finn.
Thank you. Rufus's musical choice on this week's show. It was
Liam Finn with Second Chance, which is on the album I'll Be Lightning, which came out a couple of weeks ago, I think.
disappointing news. Apparently the webcam was off for Rufus's big dance. I don't know if you'll want to perhaps give us that again whilst we listen to this trail from Steve Lamacq. Thanks very much. Ba-ding-ding-ding-ding-ding.
BBC6 Music. Steve Lamacq.
To our guests in the studio.
Not sure anyone went to see that recent Quentin Tarantino film, Death Proof, but that tune was featured in it. It's a reworking by the Coasters of one of their own tunes, 1956. He's down in Mexico, and there we are, Steve Show 6 Music, still to come. I say our extraordinary version of Black or White. I'm presuming that's the case, not actually heard it, but very excited about hearing it. Also, I'll be chopping off Sammy's hair for my own amusement. So we're all looking forward to that enormously. We were talking about the big stag bash, and I was a little bit anxious early on, Roof, because all the dancing was good fun. Later, your best man produced a list, and it was one of those kind of... it's a mainstay, isn't it, I think, the stag event, where there's a list of things you have to do. You split into teams. Many times I've been asked in the street, excuse me, we're on a hen night, can I have our photo taken with you, Steve? Because we're all huge fans, and plus we need to have a photo taken with the celebrity, which is one of the tasks we were charged with as well last night, among other things. And I'm always very anxious, Roof, when that sort of thing occurs. Enforced fun is what it feels like to me. You know, a lot of people would just like to sit in a pub, get a bit boozy, a bit leery, maybe start a fight on a stag night.
Yeah.
But no, your guy, he took it upon himself to organise that, and it's actually, I have to say, enormous fun.
Yeah.
But I was anxious, I was edgy,
Yeah.
I was worried.
Yeah.
There's always the fear, I think, of any kind of stag event.
Yeah.
Harry, are you the sort of guy who jumps in feet first and that sort of thing? Because I remember my dad once, we went to a Christmas party, and we arrived, literally as we walked in the door, he handed over the bottle of wine he brought. They said, right, take a piece of paper, we've got a quiz, you have to wander around the house, there's questions. He went, right, the host walked away, he walked out the party. He gave him the wine, he went, forget this, and he walked out.
No,
Because, like me, he does not enjoy that sort of thing.
I agree totally. Fun isn't really my sort of thing, especially not when it's enforced. There's nothing worse